Number 9. That horse should be brushed. Number 10. Pete ought to paint his farmhouse. Now read the story and answer the questions.
Read and answer.
Hank is a farmer in England. He has a beautiful wife, Maureen. They have 5 children. Hank is lucky because Maureen can take care of the children and can help him sometimes too. They have a big farm, but Hank thinks it ought to be bigger. He thinks they should buy their neighbor's farm. He wants to grow more wheat. He might make an offer if his neighbor isn't asking too much. If he is able to buy the farm, he must borrow money from his father-in-law. New barns should be built. New crops should be grown. New tractors must be bought. Hank will probably have to borrow $25,000 to make it a nice farm. Maureen worries about her husband. She thinks he shouldn't work so much. He works 16 hours a day. The children can't help much. She won't let them because they are too young. Maureen believes Hank doesn't have to buy the neighbor's farm. They are doing well with the farm they have. Now answer the questions. Number 1. Where is Hank and Maureen's farm? Number 2. Why is Hank lucky? Number 3. What does Hank think he should buy? Number 4. Why does he want to buy it? Number 5. If he is able to buy the farm, who must he borrow money from? Number 6. What must be done at the new farm? Number 7. How much money will Hank have to borrow? Number 8. Why does Maureen worry about Hank? Number 9. How many hours does Hank work each day? Number 10. Does Maureen want Hank to buy the neighbor's farm? Now check your answers. Number 1. Where is Hank and Maureen's farm? Their farm is in England. Number 2. Why is Hank lucky? He is lucky because Maureen can take care of the children and help him too. Number 3. What does Hank think he should buy? He thinks he should buy the neighbor's farm. Number 4. Why does he want to buy it? He wants to grow more wheat. Number 5. If he is able to buy the farm, who must he borrow money from? He must borrow money from his father-in-law. Number 6. What must be done at the new farm? New barns should be built. New tractors should be bought. A new barn should be built. Number 7. How much money will Hank have to borrow? He will have to borrow $25,000. Why does Maureen worry about Hank? She thinks he works too much. Number 9. How many hours does Hank work each day? He works 16 hours each day. Number 10. Does Maureen want Hank to buy the neighbor's farm? No, she doesn't. See you next time.
Practicing English.
Hey Monica, have you ever lived or worked on a farm before?
In fact, I have. Why do you ask?
Well, in my class today, one of my students asked me if I ever milked a cow, fed chickens, or raised farm animals before.
Why did your student ask you those questions?
We were talking about growing up, and I told him I'd always lived in a small city. You know, I've never lived on a farm or in the country. So, Monica, can you tell me about some of your farm experiences?
Sure, what do you want to know?
Well, whose farm was it? Was it fun or boring? And did you have to do chores?
Well, I could tell you a lot about farm life because I spent 7 summers at my Uncle Henry's farm in Vermont.
Okay, Monica, I really want to know. What was a typical day like on your uncle's farm?
Well, on a farm, there's jobs to do for everyone. For example, the day begins early. Every morning my Aunt Joyce would say, "Now, Monica, you ought to be careful around those cows before they're milked. They can kick."
Oh, that's nice. Getting kicked by a bull while you're trying to milk her.
Carrie, you don't milk bulls. They're male. Only female cows give milk.
Yeah. I should have known that. But I told you, I've never been on a farm before. So, go on, sorry. Tell me more.
Well, after milking the cows, we had a lot of other animals to feed. We had a lot of chickens to feed.
Did you get to read one of those, what do you call them, plower things?
Do you mean a tractor, Carrie?
Yeah, that's it. Did you get to ride a tractor?
Yes, I've driven a tractor before.
Monica, I have to ask you. My class is all people who are born in the city. They have never been on a farm before. Will you come and tell some farm stories to my class?
Farm stories?
Yeah, can you tell them about milking bulls, cows, feeding chickens, stuff like that?
Should I dress in overalls and carry a pitchfork that day?
Do you have one? A pitchfork, I mean.
Carrie, are you joking?
Okay, how about overalls then?
Are you for real?
Yes, Monica, please. My class would love to hear your stories.
Okay, what day do you want me to come?
How about tomorrow? I will tell them this afternoon that we'll have a guest speaker, and then you can come and tell them about your farm days and picking wildflowers, skipping through meadows, and other farm-like things.
You really can't believe I was a farm girl once, can you?
I do believe you, but you've never told us about this part of your life before. I think it's interesting.
Well, hopefully your students will find my stories interesting too.
Oh, don't worry. I will be there that day in case they're quiet. And I have a lot more questions myself.
You do? Like what?
Well, what's it like seeing baby animals being born? I saw our dog having puppies once and it was disgusting.
Well, on a farm you see animals being born all the time. I've seen calves and lambs being born. You really ought to see that. It's amazing.
No, thank you. Everything comes out looking all wet and slimy. That's really gross.
Carrie, you'd make a terrible farm girl.
I know. I'm more of a shopping and mall girl.
Okay, so I'll come to your class and talk to them about my farm days when I was a girl. What will you be doing when I'm talking to them?
Don't worry. I'll be listening to their questions. And as I said, I might add a few of my own.
Please, Carrie, I'll do this for you, but please don't ask any embarrassing questions in front of the class.
I wouldn't do anything like that. Trust me, I'm an English teacher.